I made myself some tea, some nice, comforting chamomile tea. I said I was gonna come in here, I'm gonna stay calm, and I'm gonna get this figured out. so much for coming through for another video. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, girl. So it is a chilly, rainy Saturday morning. Perfect to get into some bookish things, which is actually what I've been working on this morning. Actually yesterday, before I left out for my nail appointment, I was actually working on getting my latest book up to Amazon's KDP program, because for whatever reason they changed how I'm able to upload. Like, they changed the type of manuscript that they'll accept. What I was doing before was, that was working before is no longer working. So I submitted it last weekend when I finished everything with the last round of edits and I got everything submitted for copyrights. I submitted it last weekend. And the way I normally accept it, they weren't accepting it. So I did my backup way, which is a PDF, and it accepted it, but it let me know that it looked funny. It didn't look formatted correctly. And when I looked at it, it didn't. But for the sake of time, because I didn't have time to like really sit with it last weekend and figure out what was going on, I just left it that way. And they told me that I had until March 13th to get it however I wanted it, to make any edits or anything, because the release date is March 17th. So I have until the 13th to get, to make any changes. So I knew in the back of my head this whole last week, I needed to figure out how to get it formatted correctly and however they want it, so that I could get it changed this weekend. And then yesterday morning, before I had my nail appointment, I was working on it. And I was so frustrated because I still couldn't figure it out. And I didn't have, I had been working on it all morning, and by the time I had to stop and get ready to go to my nail appointment, I figured I would be done already. And I was not done. I was almost late getting to my nail appointment because I spent so much extra time in here trying to figure it out. And so I was so frustrated because I knew I had some other stuff to do yesterday. And I wasn't going to get a chance to just go to my nail appointment and come back home and keep figuring it out. I did some other running around yesterday. I actually just picked up my groceries, and then I had a hair appointment. I went and braided some hair on Friday, and I normally don't braid hair on Friday for those types of reasons, but it was, it's a family member of mine that needed to change their normal appointment. So I did it, like just this one time, no problem. But when I had to leave Friday morning, I was extra frustrated because I knew I wouldn't be able to come back again on Friday to kind of play around with it some more and figure it out. So I knew this morning I wanted to dedicate however much time needed to get that figured out. So I made myself some tea, some nice comforting chamomile tea. I said I was gonna come in here, I'm gonna stay calm, and I'm gonna get this figured out. And that's exactly what I did. I had to figure out a different way to save the manuscript in order for them to accept it. And the way that they were telling me that they accepted it, they were not. So I kept having to go down the line of all these different ways, and I finally figured it out. And then once I got that done, I was able to cross that deadline off of my to-do list. I wanted to go right into the working on the outline for my next book, which is actually what I just finished. This book I'll start working on later this month, and it'll be released in June. But when I was getting everything uploaded yesterday, it was my book that's going to be released in March, the third in the series that I have been working on. And then I was also uploading my short stories in my series of short stories, Sex Tape Chronicles. I was uploading book number 3 in that series that'll be out in April. So I got both of those figured out. I got my release for March uploaded. I got my release for April uploaded. Next weekend, I'll work on the next short story that'll be released in May, and I'll get that uploaded. And then I'll start working on this book that I just did the outline for at the end of this month. And I should be done probably about halfway through April. Before the end of April, I'll run through my edits and have it up and ready to be released in June. So getting all of that KDP stuff figured out this morning and getting through my outline right now makes me feel really good. I know I'm still on schedule to have my releases, one release a month for every month this year. I'm staying on schedule and things are looking good. But like I said, since it is a very rainy Saturday morning, I don't really have any other plans to do. I actually, since I didn't get to all of my errands yesterday, I was going to run a couple errands today, but it's not looking good with the weather the way that it is. It's raining so much harder than it was this morning, and I am not the one to be running around in the rain. So if I feel like it, I might get to it tomorrow, but if not, I ain't got no problem then pushing that stuff to next weekend. But Like I said, I am going to wrap things up in here and get to some big chilling on this rainy Saturday. But thank you so much for spending the past couple days with me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.